Hey everybody, hope all is well and that things are cool in your world. As I have mentioned, I met up with GG in North Carolina the weekend he was doing the vocals for the Anti-Scene album. Now this was the first time GG and I had met together in person. I had seen the show at the Harbor Club. We'd been on the phone for about a year, maybe a little longer, working on projects like the Ann Arbor incident, and I was helping him do press releases and, any kind of contact that he needed while he was inside. I was kind of helping facilitate some of that stuff on the outside for him. We had not met in person, and one of the things that, was going to happen this weekend was, was us to formally meet. So I was going up there to shoot a lot of video, shoot some photos, and deliver the transcript for the Ann Arbor incident that we had been working on. So as you guys have seen a lot of the photos that I took, the Axe photo shoot, that's been on different albums and album covers and all that. But like I said, I took some video footage interviews. Two of them were in Jeff Clayton's living room, and I'm sure you've seen some of that footage, different camera angles. There was a couple cameras rolling at that time. But there was one interview that I did with actually Steve, the drummer for Anti-Scene, was with me at the time. We were in Jeff Clayton's basement, and we kind of did this interview with GG down there. He kind of was a little cranky and kind of buzzed and really didn't want to do it, but he was a good sport and ended up answering a few questions. His beef was that he already answered all the questions up in the other interviews, and I can see where he's coming from. But he did. He answered some questions and put up with it. The cool thing about this is that GG didn't ask me for a copy of this footage when he left. Typically, as anybody who's worked with GG knew, he would like to get video footage. Any video footage that was taken, he wanted a copy of. So, and then what he'd do is he'd distribute this stuff and it'd be all over the place, no longer making it exclusive. So this particular footage I'm going to show you some clips of here. He didn't ask me to give this to him when he left. So, some of this is pretty rare. Some of this you might have seen on the Carnival of Excess full length. But I was going through some footage and, I figured what the heck. I clipped some of this stuff together of the basement interview and put it up there because it's, again, kind of rare footage, I guess, whatever. Anyways, I appreciate you guys checking out the content, and if you guys could subscribe to the channel, man, that really helps me out. I see a lot of comments, and you guys love the content and everything, but no subscriptions. Just click that once, man. It really helps me out a lot. I really appreciate that. So, and the like and the notifies and all that business as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy these this little clip, this little interview footage, and more GG content on the channel and more on the way. Also, if you haven't done so, check out Malcolm Tent. He did a little, I guess you want to call it a psychoanalysis of GG. It's really cool. And if you haven't checked out my buddy Bloody Mess, he's doing a lot of GG stories. And if you're into prog rock, check out my good friend Scott Lade's channel called the Prog Corner. Great stuff. Anyways, thanks again, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
You're the devil, you're Jesus Christ, and everything else that encompasses it. That's stated in the mission. How do you come about that?
I just sort of knew when I was born in the womb that I had these special powers. That it's the day I was born, I just knew that I had a mission, and that mission, as soon as I heard what was going on around me, I just knew at a very early age that I had a special power. And as I progressed into the very early years of life, I knew that power was, that I could use that power in rock and roll, would be my tool to do what I had to do. And I knew that was my purpose on earth, was to come here and take over rock and roll. That was it. I mean, I just knew this. I didn't know how it was going to come to be. Now as I get older and I see what I've been through, now I know how it's come to be, because I did it the hard way. Everything I did, hospitals, jails, prison, the blood poisoning, the broken bones, the the hard tours and the fact that I've lived as a loner and this one-man force, I see now how that is very important for me not to get involved with people and not to get involved in relationships, because the mission is number one. It's always been number one. And every time I've gotten involved in a relationship, it terminated for the mere fact that it was meant to be. You cannot get close to GG Allin because the mission has to go on.
What are your two biggest enemies? You said one time...
Comfort, conformity, people, the world. I mean, I wrote I Love Nothing pretty much explains.
What if it wasn't rock and roll? What if you didn't choose rock and roll? What if rock and roll never would have entered GG Allin's life? Where do you think you would have started?
It did. I mean, see, that's the thing I was saying. That was my purpose here.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say what if. That's it. Now, in the next life, I'm sure as strong as my soul is, it'll be exciting wherever I go. I really think that when I'm dead, that it's really going to be an exciting journey that I'm taking. 92 or 93, depending on if I violate parole. If I violate parole, it's 93. If I don't, it's 92.
Any ideas on how you're going to do it, or is it anybody's business?
No, I didn't even get into that. That's something that I got to work out with myself.
Is that something you're going to plan, or is that something that's just going to end up happening when you feel it one night?
Oh, I'll plan it.
Did you plan the other one?
It'll still be October 31st. Huh?
Did you plan the other one? Like, had you made a plan about, like, last October 31st at the...
Oh, yeah, I planned the whole thing. I mean, when that time comes, I'll just decide then. It's really premature to decide that now. I mean, obviously, the most brutal way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Just the whole fact that the build-up and you know you're going to do it, and it's just like the final climax, and everything's, I mean, sort of building up. The tension builds up. You know you're going to do it. You're probably going to give. I mean, I'm obviously on the last show. I'll just tear myself apart completely. I mean, and then I'll just do it.
What if somebody tries to stop you? Namely, because I'm assuming it's going to be billed as your last show.
Well, I'll have it set up so it'll be unstoppable. Somehow. I mean, I've thought of that. I've thought of every possible thing, every backup, and it won't be stopped. That's why I say 93, because I max out on this bit in September 9th, 1993, which I would be no parole, no nothing. October 31st, 1993, I can do what I want. From now until then, I'm on parole. If I violate parole, obviously I'm going to be in prison on October 31st, 1992. I would prefer to do it in 92 because I want to get it on. I'm ready to take the next year and a half as hard as I can, do everything I got to do, and end it in 92. I mean, I'm sick of putting it off. I want to get it done. But obviously I don't want to say for sure 92, and then motherfuckers come get me and take me back to prison, and then they'll say, oh, he did it again. No, it'll be 92, 93 at the latest.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's really important for me to live and take everything that I can here and now, and not waste time, and not, get involved with me stupid, trivial things like work, relationships, and worrying about what's going to be tomorrow. Do today, like I said earlier, if I got $1 today, I'll spend 99 cents, and I'll keep $1 for tomorrow for the phone call. I mean, it just, tomorrow, if tomorrow isn't here, if I had a place to live, and I had money and I was having a good time, and I was thinking, well, I may not have a place to live tomorrow, I'd say, fuck it, do what I gotta do today and do what I gotta do when tomorrow gets here. And so, I mean, that's an example, but I mean, I take that much further.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, when I go out on the road, it's I mean, it's like people around, it's like, well, I'll see you, I may not be back.
Do you feel so far you successfully laid the groundwork to the mission?
No, I still got some things to do. I think I've set it to a certain point, yes. But now there are some things that I still have to take care of.
Is there still hope for something other than GG Allin?
There's probably a hope for something, but whether it will really happen remains to be seen. Because it takes a very strong person to really want to die for it, to really believe in it that strong, because like I say, everybody's playing that corporate ladder. Everybody wants to, they start out underground, and then they eventually, as they get older, they start selling out, climbing up that ladder, and they play the game. They play society's game. I mean, I came along, so whether somebody would come along behind me is possible. I don't really see that it's very probable, because I think when I'm dead, that I will somehow still remain in this universe somewhere. Somehow I'll be here in some form.